Hello everyone, this is Muskan Singh. Currently I'm working at LEXIS and Company as a legal intern. My today's topic is marital rape. Can marriage be taken as a license to rape? 36 countries of the world have not criminalized the marital rapes yet. And this is hurting that India is one of them. This shows how far the women of the country are from being safe. Under normal circumstances, sexual assaults, harassments, and rape is considered as a heinous crime and a violation of law. However, there is one kind of rape in India that is still not illegal, whose perpetrator would not even be seen as a criminal in the eyes of law, and that is marital rape. According to the Section 375, Exception 2 of IPC, sexual intercourse by a man with his wife, the wife is not being under 15 years of age, is not a rape. A study done by UN Population Funds tells us that more than 2/3 of married women in India between ages of 15 to 49 have been beaten, raped, or forced to provide sex. To decode, in India it is legal to rape a woman as long as she is your wife. We live in 2021 and this is the level of barbarism in our country. India is a country that will either let the perpetrators of such predatory behavior roam free, or even if they'll punish them, it will only happen when it has been years since the crime has happened. Is in the exact case which happened in Delhi in 2012, the gang rape and murder case. If this is the scenario with the most brutal rape cases of all the times, how dare we think that marital rape could even be punishable? Arranged marriages India is a way to get access to the notion of implied consent of a woman. She is your wife, right? Her consent is applicable 24 hours and 365 days of the year. Undoubtedly, not making marital rape criminalized in India is a message to entire women community of India that their consent to any sexual activity ceases the matter that the face of their husbands. It tells a woman that after she gets married, her body is her husband's property, and her own right, her own agency, and her own autonomy over her own body ceases to exist. Rape laws in India are patriarchal to the extent that they clearly tell the men of the country that if you want to rape a woman without getting jailed, you should marry her. According to Indian law, a woman is expected to grant perpetual consent to her husband. After all, what is marriage if not a free license to engage in sexual behaviors at any time of the day? Right? What is also extremely significant when it comes to rape laws in India is Section 375, exception. The provision states that if a man engages in a sexual intercourse with a woman under 15 years of age, it shall be called as rape, irrespective of the consent or no consent. However, if the woman happens to be below the age of 18 but is above the age of 15 and carried the same incident, then we cannot term this as an offense of rape. Evidently, this provision not only discriminates between a married woman and an unmarried woman, but also classifies that the consent of a married woman below the age of 15 is far more valuable than the consent of a married woman above the same age. If a girl who is aged 14 and a married woman who is aged 20 are both sexually violated, wouldn't they have similar traumas and fears to be with all their lives? How can marriage negate the agency a woman rightfully exercises on her body? How is this agency not only denied to a woman but is also given away to her husband for him to exercise as his own property? How can a mere societal institution be given so much more value than a woman's right to make a choice for herself? It is high time we ask these hard-hitting questions to the lawmakers of our country and ask them to return the entitlement with which they choose to exercise women's life back to them. As it is heard, the case of a man accused of raping a woman on the false pretext of marriage, Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice of India S. Bobde, observed that if a couple is living together as husband and wife, the husband may be a brutal man, but can you call the act of sexual intercourse between them as rape? The court then granted 8 weeks protection from the arrest to the accused. Now, rape is rape, and indeed, that is the end of the sentence. No condition whatsoever can deny the perpetrator of its monstrous conduct. No, the age, gender, sex, and marital status of the victim do not matter. We have inherited some of the most absurd penal laws of by the British Raj, and it is beyond saddening to know that they have remained untouched ever since. Society is evolving each day, every day, and we as a community are progressing, but our laws do not budge. Marital rape cannot be allowed to exist, as implied consent for the parties involved in marriage in no way can imply perpetual consent for a woman. A no is no. It does not matter if your wife says it or somebody else or both. The men and the legal system of India need to stop at that. With this note, I'll end up. Thank you.